Hey everyone, and welcome back to the RedBeard Outdoors podcast. I'm Jonathan, your host, and here at RedBeard Outdoors, I talk about faith, family, fitness, and the outdoors. And I've got two types of episodes. First, today being Tuesday, we got Tinkering Tuesday, where I go over gear, mindset, things along those lines that we like to tinker with on a daily basis. And of course, on Saturdays, I have the amazing conversations that I've been able to enjoy with certain individuals that I either have learned from, look up to in their success, things along those lines, and want to share those conversations with you. So those are the two types of episodes, Tuesdays and Saturdays. Tune in for those. If you're following along on the podcast, you definitely want to follow or subscribe or whatever the button is called over there on the podcast. Leave a review. I love hearing your feedback. It helps more than you know. It doesn't cost you anything more than a couple seconds of your time to drop a review and at 5 stars. And of course, if you're on, YouTube watching this, which is where I prefer, because you're able to see the gear that I'm going over, you're able to see the faces and interactions, little things that you don't get to pick up on a podcast audio. You can watch that on YouTube and subscribe to the channel. We're getting really close to hitting 1,000. I've got some big plans for you guys, doing a giveaway once we hit 1,000 on the YouTube channel. So thanks again so much, guys. Now, today, being the gear review, I'm going to go over a mechanical broadhead that I will be using this year for turkeys, bears, and just checking out how this thing works on animals that I'll be hunting this year. I've shot it now a couple times, or a couple sessions, not a couple times, but a couple sessions into foam and really enjoy it. I'll go over the different features of this broadhead, the mechanical that I'll be using, and also later on I'll be talking to you guys about the fixed broadhead that I'll be using for other purposes as well. But the mechanical broadhead that I'm going to be using this year is going to be the Sevr, right here. All right, so let's talk about this. So you guys know about my arrow setup already. If you hadn't gone through and listened to my arrows of choice this year and why, definitely go check out that review or earlier on the podcast. I don't remember what episode that one was, but basically it's going to be the RIP TKOs with the DCA Super Saber 2.0s in orange. The RIP TKOs are just fantastic. And I'm going to be using these inserts, the half certs from MFJJ. They're titanium, they're 50 grains. And then, of course, here I've got the Sevr Broadhead that I'll be using for mechanicals. This one is the 2.0 cut. So it's titanium 2.0. There's some features of this that I want to go over with you guys. Now, I haven't put it through an animal, so I haven't been able to test that, but it's got a 2-inch cut. So that's pretty significant. That's going to leave a big hole and a lot of blood for blood trails, and also a quick death for the animal, which is something that we want as ethical hunters. You want to find something that's not going to fail on you. You want to be as accurate as possible with your shot, and that's why you practice year-round, making sure you're dialed in, so when the times come for you to take those shots, you're ready and you're able to put it where it needs to go. Then you want to make sure that your gear is dialed in and on point. So that's why I'm choosing the Sevr, because it's got a very low profile when it flies. It's super, super accurate. I really like that. The head there, again, is titanium. So super durable and just a great material. It's gone through foam a couple times. I don't know if you guys can see those scuff marks on here from that high roller that I shoot it into. But let's talk about that. You guys, when you shoot broadheads, you need to practice with those broadheads. And what I mean by that is literally you need to have 1 or 2 broadheads that are your practice broadheads. If you're willing to go through and sharpen them, fantastic if they're fixed, and then there's certain broadheads that are mechanical that sometimes that can be difficult to go and practice in foam with mechanical broadheads, because some of them don't have a way to stay closed. They don't have a way to practice with them really. And so they preach the idea of, well, they shoot just like your field tips. That's great, but I disagree with that, because there is still extra surface area, even though it is slim like your field point. Let me show you my field points here, and you guys will see they weigh the same, but there's a significant difference in surface area between those. So I disagree with the idea that they shoot exactly like your field points. So don't trust that necessarily. I would go with practicing. So you want to have a broadhead that you can practice with. Fixed are pretty simple. You just have to either resharpen them or just have one or two dedicated fixed broadheads that you won't be shooting through an animal, because if you practice with them like you should, they're probably going to get dull from going through the foam. Now here on the Sevrs, normally there's a ring, there's an O-ring right here in that area, that little groove. The O-ring is what holds it's made out of silicone, so it's not rubber, so it's not going to dry rot on you, etc. It's a lot more durable, and that O-ring is going to hold in the blades. When you shoot that through foam, the O-ring is obviously going to pop off, the blades are going to pop out, and it's just going to be like any other mechanical when it comes to practice. So the Sevr came up with this great idea. You'll see this second hole here has a little Allen key in it. So it comes with the Allen key. It comes with your actual Allen wrench. So you can go in and lock it down. Now, what does that do? Well, it doesn't allow the blades to pop out. So now you can go and you can have your practice with your broadheads. You don't have to have a separate broadhead. You just have to remember to take off the O-ring. I'm not going to lie. The first time I shot these in practice mode, I did screw them in here. I did put the screw in, but I forgot to take the O-ring off. So I lost that O-ring, which is fine because they send replacements, which is nice, but don't forget to do that. And they walk you through that. I'm one of those guys that kind of didn't necessarily read, and I don't read the manuals like I should. I don't recommend that for anyone else, but you know how that is, guys. So anyway, take off the O-ring, put the Allen key in there, and then it'll screw down. It'll stay locked. See, I'm pushing on the blades. Don't recommend that you do this, guys, but I'm pushing on the blades pretty good there, and they're not popping out. So those will be great for whenever you're putting it through your target. So there you go. That's the 2-inch. They also have a 1.5-inch if you're worried about more penetration rather than blood trails. So let's kind of go over what you get when you get the package. So when you get the package, it's going to come like this. I like them. They're individually packaged. This one says max cut. This one will say max penetration. See if I can get, there we go. Max cut, max penetration. Because this one is a 1.5-inch. This one's a 2-inch cut. I'm going to be going with the 2-inch cuts because I'm not concerned with penetration necessarily with my setup. You can definitely speak with the guys over at Sevr. They'll send you the right ones. I just wanted to see the difference. That's why I got both of them. There's not really a huge difference. The bevel is a little bit shorter on the 1.5-inch versus the 2. You can see that it's a little shorter, less surface area, etc. But it's a better penetrating if you're having issues with penetration with mechanicals. So again, I'm going to go with the 2-inch. So you get this box. Let's see here. So you get the box, and in the box, when you open it up, pop it open, and you get this little package here that has your Allen key, your little Allen screw, and 2 replaceable O-rings. So you get 3 O-rings with each head, because there's one that comes on it, and then 2 in the little box. And then it also comes with your Allen key, or your, I keep mixing up those words, guys, sorry. So you got your Allen screw, and then you got your Allen key, and a way to put the blades back. So it gives you this little tool here to make sure that you get the blades back in without cutting your hands open. So now I've gone through, guys, and taken out the O-ring and shown you what it looks like when that's not fully expanded. This is what it'll look like when it's fully expanded. Right there. So a 2-inch cut. I like the head on it. Again, it's titanium. Now, here's what's interesting about Sevr. And again, guys, I'm going based off of their testing, everything that they've gone through. I personally haven't put it through an animal. But if you look, when it goes through, say it's going through and it goes to hit bone, you see what happens with the blade? It pivots. Just like that. That's pretty awesome. So that's something that they make sure that they talk about a lot, is their pivoting system. So what's great about the pivoting system? Well, a lot of people are worried about when you are shooting a mechanical, it failing when it gets to bone. So the idea is, as it's going through, it's opened up, it's going through, hits bone, pivots, and then it will open back up. Again, I'm going based off of testimonials of people that I trust, that have used these, and they swear by it. They say it leaves great blood trails, and they have put it through many more whitetails, turkeys, etc., than I've been able to, because I just got my hands on them this year. So I'm excited to test these out, test out that theory, because there's always something, whether it be ribs or something along those lines, that you're worried about when it comes to mechanicals, not being able to necessarily punch through them, even though I like that chisel head there. It's pretty intense. But being able to put these through ribs and get to the vitals, because there's always some kind of bone that seems to be there. You're obviously not going to punch through. You shouldn't be aiming at the shoulder anyway, but you're not going to be punching through knuckles of shoulders with this, etc. But this is going to be my mechanical for 2023. I'm really excited about it, guys. It's super well constructed. You can tell they pay attention to detail on their build when they make these. And again, they've got the two different options. They have multiple different weights. I went with the 125 grain because that's what I'm shooting, is the 125 grain. There's 100 grain, and I think they've even got heavier ones as well. So if you're looking at making that happen by getting these broadheads, definitely go check them out. They're local here to Utah. I love that too, supporting local companies. And they seem to have thought of just about everything that I can think of from mechanical. You've got practice mode. It's just clean design, made out of titanium, so high quality materials, good chisel point there. You've got the two different options between higher penetration and the 1.5, and the higher, or I guess the bigger hole, max cut is what they call it, with the 2-inch, which is what I'm going to be using. But guys, I'm really excited about these. I'm hoping to be able to get out and get some turkeys and maybe some whitetail, etc., and test these out and give you guys a follow-up review after I've put them into the field. So if you guys have any questions about these broadheads, the Sevr Broadheads, definitely, if you're watching on YouTube, leave a comment down below. Your opinion, I want to hear it. I really do. Obviously, keep things educational and genuine, but I want to hear your opinions, and let me know what you guys think about these broadheads. Also, if you found this informational, whatever it may be, if you gained something from this, leave a like on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. If you're listening to this on the podcast, leave a review, share the podcast, take a screenshot, share it on social media, tag me in it, whatever it may be. I really appreciate it, guys. That's how you can support us here at RedBeard Outdoors. If you're interested, I do have a group on Facebook. It's called RedBeard's Fit Crew. And I'm personally inviting you to come join us at RedBeard's Fit Crew over on Facebook. Right now we're doing March Madness. So we've got a challenge and then a giveaway at the end of the month. We'll have other things in April and May. We're looking to get a shoot together. So if you guys are local here to Utah, or you'll be in town during that time, I'd love to have you as well. Details will be posted there in the group. So come join us. Thanks again so much, guys, for tuning in for this podcast and this review of the Sevr Broadheads. Have an amazing day. And of course, get out, live your life, and love it.